This is the scene tonight along the flooded Vine Street Expressway in Philadelphia. 17 feet of water filling the wall boundaries of 676. 4 electric pumps are trying to empty that water-filled canyon, which may be like trying to drain a swimming pool through a straw. It is painfully slow work, but someone's got to do it. Yes, the tri-state area is trying to recover from a double-barreled assault from Mother Nature, massive flooding and a destructive series of tornadoes. And before we go any further, the fact that 4 people died in Montgomery and Bucks counties and a total of 23 lost their lives in New Jersey. Flooding remains a huge problem along the Delaware and Schuylkill rivers and in the vicinity of creeks and streams. This is the Delaware River invading residential areas of New Hope and Lambertville, but hundreds of our neighbors saw their homes destroyed or seriously damaged by what are now 7 confirmed tornadoes. The most fearsome twister, an F3, touched down in Mullica Hill, Gloucester County, and tornadoes hit Edgewater Park in Burlington County, Princeton in Mercer County. In Pennsylvania, Oxford in Chester County, Buckingham Township and Upper Makefield, both in Bucks County, and Upper Dublin in Montgomery County. Standing by are Action News reporters Dan Cuellar, George Solis, Bob Brooks, Katie Catro, and Chad Pradelli. Chad is in Center City, Philadelphia. Chad, this Vine Street Expressway operation is something we've never seen before and likely will never see again.
Well, let's hope so, Jim. You know, the cleanup out here continues, and more importantly, the water removal. Crews are now pumping water from the expressway back into the river. Several of those pumps are operational right now. I'm told several others will be brought in, and they can pump 25 million gallons a day, and they can't get here soon enough. Tonight, the sound of pumps hums along the Vine Street Expressway. The only thing darker than the sky is the muddy water engulfing the highway. Earlier in the day, a bright sun glistened off the ripples of floodwaters, leaving residents stunned by a major roadway turned river.
It's nuts. It's literally like the water is like almost up to that sign, like those green signs on top of the freeway. It's crazy.
As the Schuylkill crested near historic levels, residents of the Parktown Place apartments were ordered to evacuate quickly. They had a 12:45 afternoon deadline. Power was knocked out, cars engulfed, and a swimming pool swallowed. Residents had to take the stairs as elevators shut down.
And we got stuck on the second floor, in between floors, so we had to call 911 and we got out, but that was kind of the beginning. We were like, oh gosh, it's really bad.
A few blocks away at 22nd and Arch, National Guard trucks navigated deep water to help residents and pets who needed to evacuate another apartment.
All of us lost our cars, but other than that, we're safe. The dogs are safe, so we're really appreciative that they came and helped us.
The water is gone here, but a thick sludge coats the roadway. No one was injured at either place, but Parktown remains evacuated. The cleanup will be taxing.
We're now thinking it's going to be a few days because there's something wrong with the gas, the water, and the power, and we don't know how long it's going to be.
And PennDOT still not giving a timetable when the highway will reopen. Live along the expressway, Chad Pradelli, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Chad. The school district of Philadelphia is keeping students home tomorrow as cleanup continues across the city. All schools will switch to virtual learning and school buildings will be closed. Let's begin our suburban flood tour with Action News reporter Dan Cuellar in Croydon, Bucks County. Dan, the Delaware River conspiring with creeks and streams to cause major problems for parts of Bucks. What have you seen tonight?
Well, Jim, many storm-worried residents of Bucks County who got hit hard last night have been keeping a close eye on the Delaware, hoping that it doesn't flood their homes. Many of them have had little sleep after what happened yesterday. This was the scene in Carversville last evening at Carversville Road near Fleecidale. Raging floodwaters roaring through streets and homes, terrifying residents. Floodwaters that buckled many streets like Route 263 in Solebury and washed away parts of others like Upper York Road.
Due to the storms from last night, we do have extensive road closures. It's very limited access down to the river.
And with the Delaware River still rising, police were asking a couple hundred residents who live between the Delaware Canal and the river just south of Lumberville all the way down to Washington Crossing to voluntarily evacuate for their safety.
It's obviously going to be dark, and it's going to be treacherous for us to try to get down here and do any evacuations or attempt to rescue anybody.
There's no harm in just getting out. I mean, better safe than sorry. Who knows what could happen? It could be fine, but why take the chance? Just get up, get out.
As somebody's dock floated away on the raging Delaware River, many people who live along the river were keeping a close eye on things.
Yeah, since 2 this morning, counting steps.
So a little sleep right now.
A little sleep.
Producing dangerous tornadoes and widespread flooding, Ida left a devastating path of destruction in its wake, killing one man in his car in Milford Township. In Buckingham Township, which got hit by a tornado back in July, got hit by another tornado, scaring the daylights out of David McCusker and his wife.
We heard this rumbling a little bit, and we no more than stepped into the basement, and we heard a bunch of crashing and banging.
Huge trees were uprooted or broken like toothpicks, some of them on the roof of his home. He says they're okay, but his barn is a goner.
Gone totally. I only found parts and pieces of it. I don't know where the rest of it is.
Jim, and in the time that we've been here, we've seen the river slowly creep up this boat ramp. We've had to move our gear 3 times up higher on the boat ramp, but now if you look at those markers, it looks like the river slowly is starting to go down. So we hope, because Bucks County residents say enough already. They've had more than their share of tornadoes, treacherous thunderstorms, and widespread flooding. They could really use a break. We're live here in Croydon, Bucks County. I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6 Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Dan. Let's switch live to Action News reporter George Solis in Manayunk. And George, as you know, a healthy rainstorm can cause flooding of the Schuylkill and the Manayunk Canal. This had to be something else altogether.
Yeah, Jim, and a lot of people that I spoke with today say they have never seen flooding on Main Street as bad as it was today. We are doing something that didn't seem possible hours ago. We are actually standing on Main Street. Behind me, some of the debris left behind here from the waters, from the Schuylkill, from the Manayunk Canal that brushed it all here onto Main Street. And this is just a small snippet, the cleanup just beginning. Nightfall revealed some of the worst of the flooding along the Schuylkill River. Segments of Kelly Drive still submerged late Thursday. In hard-hit Manayunk, where some flooding is a known occurrence, this particular deluge was one for the record books.
This is definitely the worst.
Definitely.
Yep.
What we were saying is we think Sandy was the last time Main Street got flooded, and it didn't cause this type of damage.
At its worst, some of the floodwaters buried cars and left some businesses underwater. Many spectators out to survey the destruction left behind, some comparing the damage to that of a battle scene.
The water was the war here.
If that's the case, then these cars were no match for the flooded river in Conshohocken. By sunset, there was a mess of mud and cars flipped upside down outside the Marriott Residence Inn, the scene of water rescues early in the day. Nilesh Patel among them.
Expecting that kind of a situation, so I didn't even move my car, thinking that around 9:30 in the night, I was like, it's pretty simple, rain. I see it. There is no flooding waters or anything like that. In less than an hour and a half, it was all gone.
Drone 6 was also areas of Norristown where apartments flooded. There were also numerous water rescues in the area. Back out here live on Main Street, this convection oven from the pizzeria here flooded out. The owners here have been working feverishly to clean up. They cleaned up their little patio here, and they say this is just step one of the intensive work that they have to do inside. You can hear they have a generator running. They plan on being here all night. And this, again, just a small picture of what we now know is a lot more flooding that occurred in the basements along some of these businesses. Many out here grateful the damage and destruction was not much worse. We are live on Main Street in Manayunk tonight. George Solis, Channel 6 Action News. Jim.
Thank you, George. In Bala-Cynwyd, floodwaters came up at the bottom of Riders Ferry Road into the parking lot. Dozens of cars parked at the Residence Inn were damaged. Adam Joseph, you said something very interesting at 6 o'clock tonight, that because of where they originate, the severity of flooding was different for the Schuylkill and the Delaware River. What did you mean?
Yeah, so you've got to look at where these waterways, these rivers originate and where their water basin is, all those tributaries and small streams that dump into those major rivers. The Schuylkill originates in Schuylkill County just outside of Reading. So it had to pass through all of these bright colors where we picked up nearly 9 to 10 inches of rain. And remember, this area saw a lot of rain with Fred and also the other systems we've had this particular summer season, so they were already running on the high side. But then you take a look at the Delaware. That originates up in New York State through northern parts of Pennsylvania, where they only got between 1 and 3 inches of rain, so it wasn't running as high or had as much water being pushed into it. So with that being said, that is why the Schuylkill River hit major flooding at all 3 locations from Norristown, Philadelphia to 30th Street. Record crest, 30th Street in Norristown. Second highest crest in Philadelphia, that near Manayunk and the River Drives. All 3 locations will be below flood stage between 2 and 4 a.m., so that is good news. Also good news for the Delaware River. Easton, New Hope, Trenton only hit minor flood stage. It is crested, it is falling. Only one still has to crest is Trenton, and that will fall during the day tomorrow. Confirmed tornadoes, ongoing surveys. We had 7 thus far, the strongest in Mullica Hill in EF3, winds of 150 miles an hour. That was on the ground for nearly 13 miles, 4 football fields wide. The last EF3 was in New Jersey, was 30 years ago in 1990. Jim, much more in our weekend ahead coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah. Well, this is the aftermath of that powerful EF3 tornado in Mullica Hill, Gloucester County. The twister tore through this community along Josephine Lane yesterday. About 24 homes were destroyed. 100 more were damaged. Governor Phil Murphy surveyed the damage and says he is seeking federal disaster funds. Many spent the day searching the debris, hoping to salvage something from the place they once called home.
It's just walking around collecting photos that we had and just trying to see what we could get.
Obviously an emotionally torn day out there. Local organizations are now helping those displaced by the tornado. More flooding issues here. Action News reporter Bob Brooks is in Trenton. Bob, I know you were trying to get to the flooded Assunpink Creek. Did you make it?
Well, Jim, not quite. Tried to get as far as we could, but like Adam said, things haven't quite crested yet out here in Trenton. And behind me here, Mulberry Street is still flooded. That's the access point to the creek. And all I can say, Jim, is what an absolute catastrophe it has been for the state of New Jersey. Today it was confirmed nearly 24 people were killed during this storm. We start here in Trenton. In some areas, the only way you can tell there was flooding were wet roads and video of a car caught in the water that had to be stranded. But Ida spared little mercy. Nearly 24 people were killed.
I'm saddened to report that as of right now, at least 23 New Jerseyans have lost their life to this storm.
The floodwaters didn't care who was in the way. While taking out a bridge in Hopewell, just north of Trenton, an EMS vehicle was destroyed. Nearby at routes 518 and 31, another SUV had to be pulled out of the woods. This morning, parts of Route 1 in Lawrence Township were still completely submerged, and several homes suffered the fate that so many others have: water inside. And down in Wilmington, the Brandywine Creek wreaked havoc on thousands of residents. Officials estimate close to 20 city blocks were flooded, and the National Guard had to be brought in to assist with water rescues.
The homes, countless homes, like I said, over 200 people we removed from residents, off the streets, out of cars. It's a pretty significant size area that we were working with.
We spoke with Tanika Lewis, who was one of them. She says they saved her life.
I'm scared. I cannot swim. I'm afraid of water, only to shower.
And as far as damage goes, officials say it'll probably take a week to figure out the total cost.
It's a mixture of commercial, residential. We have to look at state infrastructure. I mean, I know the Secretary of Transportation, her team's going to be looking at the bridges and roadways, as soon as the water recedes. So any number right now would be very premature.
And Jim, up here in Trenton, unfortunately, we still don't know how bad things are going to get. Like Adam said, the water levels still haven't reached their peak yet. However, down in Wilmington, there's a much better outcome when it comes to safety. Despite those 200-some water rescues, Jim, there's only reports of minor injuries. We're reporting live in Trenton, Bob Brooks, Channel 6, Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Bob. Water gushed through the gate at the Hagley Museum in North Wilmington. Action News viewer David Williams sent us this video. You can see the entire entrance look like a rushing river. Work continues tonight to restore power to thousands of people impacted by the torrential rains and the destructive winds. PECO has greatly reduced outages, now just under 20,000 customers without power. Most of them are located in Montgomery County. Action News reporter Katie Catro is live at Ground Zero for one of the 7 confirmed tornadoes, Fort Washington, Upper Dublin. Katie, what a tough time for residents and even Upper Dublin High School.
Oh, Jim, it has been just devastating out here for residents, and we are in this one neighborhood here at the intersection of Fort Washington and Montgomery Avenue where it is pitch black out here. Residents are without power, and all we hear is that gentle hum of, you can see generators out here trying to restore a little bit of power as people try to sleep tonight. You can see down wires are everywhere out here in this neighborhood. That's because large trees like this have tugged these wires down. There are more trees down all around this neighborhood, and it clearly is going to be a very long couple of weeks of cleanup.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's a lot of trees down.
At the end of the night, there is still so much cleanup to do after a powerful EF2 tornado ripped through Fort Washington.
I've been upstairs cleaning glass. I had windows blow in.
Families have been walking around the dark neighborhood surveying the damage.
Oh, I mean, it's been crazy. There are tons of trees down, power lines all over the streets. I mean, it's tough to even ride my bike.
Local officials say 3 Montgomery County residents lost their lives in the storm, including a woman who lives on the 1100 block of Kenyon Drive, where a tree collapsed onto her house. How devastating is it that someone lost their life here in Upper Dublin?
It's a loss that we can't describe. You know, it's a long-term township resident.
These pictures show neighbors trying to get a resident out of her home in Ambler. Drone 6 shows just how big and powerful the tornado was, ripping the roof off of the Upper Dublin Police and Township building. Part of the roof blew over to Spark Field behind the school, wrapping around bleachers. The high school stadium's bleachers also crushed under huge trees. This picture shows the damage to the high school's pool.
My son started yesterday as a senior, finally in person, and ba-boom, no school.
A local horse farm has to rebuild after an estimated 30 trees toppled over. The owner says he's working on calming the horses down. Have you ever seen anything like this before in Upper Dublin?
No.
And Jim, clearly there is so much destruction out here that Governor Wolf says he plans to be out here tomorrow, not only in Upper Dublin, but also in Horsham as well, surveying the damage. Reporting live here in Fort Washington, Katie Catro, Channel 6, Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Katie. In Phoenixville, Chester County, entire neighborhoods were flooded in the area of Port Province Road. The nearby Pickering Creek Dam overflowed, submerging roads in several feet of water. Aqua says because of the damage to 2 water treatment plants in Phoenixville, customers should suspend all non-essential water use. In Coatesville, Chopper 6 shows that a portion of the shoulder of Route 30 was washed away by floodwater. Nearby crews were seen hosing down North First Avenue, which was covered in mud and other debris. Coatesville saw more than 9 inches of rain yesterday. And from Chopper 6, you can see the extensive flooding from the Brandywine Creek and Chadds Ford. Homes and businesses were swamped by floodwaters in the area of Route 1.